Good evening, one and all present over here. This is Lakshman sir, biology PGT. I am teach you biology from Nalanda English Medium School, Kottabamali. Today we are going to discuss about one of the important chapter in 10th class, that is called life processes. Here I will show you a slides one by one. You can observe that and go through that. If you want, you will write it down, and if you have any doubts, we'll teach you later from the other classes. I will give you a further explanation in a different way. See that life process means it is one type of processes, a group of different types of processes. It is in a basic process in living organisms which are necessary for maintaining their lives. Maintaining their lives means, in the sense, they are survival and perpetuation. What is meant by survival? Survival means for their continue, for the purpose of living, and as well as perpetuation. Perpetuation means for the maintaining the same kind of race in the next generation. That is called as a perpetuation. That both necessary maintenance of their life, the processes, the basic life process is called as a life process. See students, that life processes are, if so many life processes are there in every living organism, a few life processes are given below as examples, that is called as a nutrition, respiration, transpiration and excretion, and other life processes also there, but we'll discuss a few here, right? But it's just, you can see that nutrition is the process of taking food by an organisms and its utilization by the body for life process. Here nutrition is the taking of food by an organism, and it is utilization means giving energy and get that energy, and they will be starts to their continuation of their life process is called as a nutrition. Nutrition means getting that food and using the utilized food for getting energy, that is called as a nutrition. And one more second one is called as a respiration, which is interlink between nutrition and respiration. Here this is energetic process, the process by which food is burnt in the cells of the body with the help of oxygen to release energy. What the food we taken, that food will be digested, then after it will be burnt. It is burnt means, in the sense, they can be oxidized with the presence of oxygen and getting energy, which is useful for the daily processes or daily life things or living things, and they can do their works by the using of this energy. What the food is oxidized, that will be releasing energy as a ATP forms, that will be useful for our daily continuation of life. Then second one is called as, third one is called as a transpiration. Here transpiration, which is called as a, which food, oxygen and water waste products are carried from one part to another body of the body, that is called as a transpiration. It is called as a transportation, sorry. Transportation means blood circulation, nothing but. As well as in plants also they have a transportation, which is in different organ systems are there in plants also. Whatever it may be, the food and oxygen and water and waste products and some other minerals will transporting one place to another place by the doing of transportation. Is transportation is also one type of life process. And another one is excretion, which is a process of waste products and removed from our body, which is waste product. Either they may be sweat, or they may be fecal material, or they may be urine. These type of all food material waste products will be eliminated from our body through the system that is called as a excretory system. The process is called as a excretion. So this is a few examples, not for all complete life process, a few life process, which is nutrition, respiration, transpiration and excretion. And another important life process is also there, that is called as a reproduction. That is also one type of life process. What is that? Means it will be useful for perpetuation of life. Already I told you that the perpetuation means continuation of life on the earth, or continuation of the same kind of organisms in the next generation by the way of reproduction. So these are all are the life processes for maintaining the life living things. Then here first one life process called as a nutrition is the process of taking food by an organisms and is utilized by body to build the body for growth, to repair the damaged parts of the body, and for energy. See, here already I told you that the food what we are taken, that will be digested and useful for giving energy by the doing of oxidation. So before that, the taking of food material is in a different manner in different organisms. All the organisms are not taken in the same type of manner to take a food material. We know that in our surroundings so many organisms are there. For example, cow, goat, and sheep, dog, like that organisms, including of crow, birds, and everything. They can collect their food materials in different manners, right? And also in our surroundings, one of the important another living organisms also there, that is called as a plant. So plant is also getting food by a process. What are the processes we'll discuss in this portion, right? Here modes of nutrition, there are two main modes of nutrition. They are called as autotrophic nutrition and heterotropic nutrition. See that carefully. Here the what are the how many types of nutritions are there means majorly two types. They are called autotrophic nutrition and heterotropic nutrition. See that autotrophic nutrition means is nutrition in which organisms prepare their food, own food, for simple organic substances like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So the preparing of food material or the taking of food material itself, their own self, that is that type of organisms are called as autotrophic organisms. That type of nutrition is called as autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition means in is nutrition in which organisms prepare their own food from simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxides, water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and they can utilize these all the simple substances and form a food material for their survival. That type of nutrition is called as a autotrophic nutrition. The best examples of autotrophic nutrition organisms are all green plants and some bacteria. All green plants and some bacteria, which is called as a blue green algae black bacteria like that, but cyanobacteria like that bacteria, they are followed autotrophic nutrition. They cannot, depending on the other organisms, they can prepare their own food materials by the using of a few or a small simple inorganic substances. And second mode of nutrition is called heterotropic nutrition. See that heterotropic nutrition is nutrition in which organisms get their food directly or indirectly from plants. See, very important that here the organisms which are followed food material, which are getting food material from the other organisms, either they may be directly from the plants or they may be indirectly from other organisms. Indirectly they can be followed by the plants only. So the organisms which are depending on the other organisms for food materials, that type of nutrition is called as a heterotropic nutrition. Examples: all animals, fungi, and some other bacteria. A few bacteria are only autotrophic, rest of so many bacteria are as a heterotropic organisms. Heterotropic nutritic organisms only. See that heterotropic is also bifurcated or classified into different types. They are called as a, they are types of heterotropic nutrition. There are three main types of heterotropic nutritions. They are called as a heterotropic nutrition. They are saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and halozoic nutrition. What is that? We'll discuss it in this portion now. Just you can see that the first one is Saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition is which organisms met their food from dead and decaying organisms by they break down the food materials outside their body and they are absorbs. Observe that, understand, means these organisms are mostly depending on dead and decaying food materials or dead and decaying organisms. Then they can be digested externally only. After digested that food material, they can absorb the digested food, digested material, means their digestion system is in doing by the external organisms, so externally only, from the body outside only the digestion is occurs. Then after they can absorb the digested food, that is called as a saprophytic. The most example of that one saprophytic organisms is fungi. Here one of the most important organisms is mushrooms and bread molds, yeast, some other bacteria are followed by the saprophytic nutrition. Are you clear that? Saprophytic nutrition means the organisms are depending on the dead and decaying organisms and they can break down the food material and digested them in externally only, then only they can absorb the food material. That is called as a saprophytic nutrition. The next second one is called as a parasitic nutrition. Here parasitic nutrition means is nutrition in which organisms get their food from living organisms. See, here the parasitic nutrition means what is the major differentiation? They are collecting food from dead and decaying food material in saprophytic. But here they are collecting food material from the living organisms, means as a host or as a living killing organism, like that, means they can used as a host organism and they can collect the food material from the host, means it is which is living only without killing them sometimes. That is called as a kaskuta, means here host will not died, only the food will be collected from the living host. And orchids, ticks, lice and leeches and roundworms, tapeworms, plasmodium, etc., these are all are collecting food material from the parasitic organism and they cannot be completely killed. They can just collecting the food material from the host only. Next, second one is the third one is halozoic nutrition, means is nutrition in which organisms take food directly and then digest and absorb. For example, amoeba, paramecium, birds, fishes, humans, etc. They are halozoic, means they can collect, they can taking food material, uptaken of food material into their body, and then after they can use food to digest their food material. For example, already given here, that is called the amoeba, paramecium, birds, fishes, humans, and other all animals, major animals. Most of they are followed by the halozoic. Halo means swallowing of the food material in a solid matter or liquid matter. Then only they can digest the food inside of their body. That is called as a halozoic. Saprophytic means externally digestion and they can completely followed dead and decaying. Parasitic means they are followed, they are depending on the living organisms as a host and they can collect the food material and survival. And halozoic means they can collect the food material from the other organisms by solid matter or other liquid matter and collecting that food in and send it to the inside of their body and digested and use their food material as a energetic material. That is called as a halozoic nutrition, right? Nutrition in plants which is separated, that is nutrition in plants, already we told that that is a one type of nutrition, that is called as a autotrophic nutrition. Already I told you that the modes of nutrition are two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Here autotrophic nutrition is completely followed plants, right?